This video will spoil the entire video game for you. If you have not played it and you wish to enjoy the story, please click off this video right now. Alright, so this game.
Resident Evil 4.
What is this game? Well, it's basically a third-person shooting survival horror game which was released in 2005 for GameCube and PlayStation 2. Does anyone actually give a flying fuck about this kind of information? Let's just get to the story, shall we? So, our main protagonist is a US government agent called Leon Scott Kennedy. He's been deployed on a very important mission to save the US president's daughter, Ashley, who's been abducted by some mysterious cult in an unnamed village somewhere in Spain. Okay, so this cult I'm talking about, they were originally just a bunch of peaceful farmers. Look, there's cows and chickens and stuff. They were all infected by this mind-controlling parasite known as Las Plagas. Leon is escorted near the village by two police officers.
Must be my imagination.
Considering the severity of the mission, Leon didn't exactly come prepared. This is all he brought with him. A handgun with 10 bullets in it, plus 20 separate bullets, which is 30 in total. A first aid spray. I still have no idea how this is meant to work. I mean, you just spray yourself with some miracle spray and suddenly feel okay again after getting hit by an axe, a chainsaw, another axe, and a bunch of other stuff as well. Like, what the fuck? I mean, you could have at least brought some kind of backup. I mean, after all, it's the president's daughter, for God's sake. After the two goons drop Leon off at a nearby bridge, our hero proceeds to barge into someone's house without knocking, might I add, and asks the owner of the house if he's seen the president's daughter. The dude is having a hard time understanding what Leon is exactly after, and decides to swing his axe at Leon. One shot right in the kisser, a stiff roundhouse kick should settle the situation. However, what Leon didn't know is that him and the two coppers were followed the entire time, and by the looks of things, they get ambushed by other farmers. Farmers? Okay, whatever dude, they're zombies. I'm just gonna call them zombies from now on. Couple of zombies ambush Leon, and that actually brings me to the first epic tip from your boy Nasus, man. Yeah. The game is not called a survival game for nothing. You see, ammo is not something you get plenty in this game, so you have to be a little conservative when it comes to using your ammo. So like you saw earlier, you should try to aim at their heads and then go for a kick. This is especially effective if there's a large group of zombies, because the very moment your kick animation starts, you're immune to all damage, and the roundhouse kick is AoE, so you legit kick everyone's heads off in a 1 meter radius. Of course, hitting them in the head is not always something you can do with ease. In situations like this, you could always shoot their legs instead. It's basically the same thing as the roundhouse kick, but your damage output isn't as high because, well, I mean, you're shooting at their toes instead of their heads. Go figure. Leon proceeds to go deeper into the woods and comes across this cute little doggo. Saving him is not something you need to do, but hey, who the fuck is gonna leave a bleeding dog stuck in a bear trap by itself? I mean, come on. Shortly after the dog encounter, Leon comes across this cute little village. The village, however, is far from cute. As soon as one person spots Leon hanging about, every single living soul starts to run after Leon trying to end his days. This is also the very first time Leon encounters an enemy that differs from the normal zombies. Yeah, it is also a zombie, but it's carrying a chainsaw. Going near these individuals is not recommended, since it only takes one swing to take Leon down. Well, you're just gonna go and die when your head gets chainsawed off of your shoulders? You're a bit of a wussy, aren't you, Leon? This encounter is just a matter of survival, so you could just run around like a headless chicken without even killing anyone until the encounter is over. But more often than not, encounters like these are usually worth to take advantage of. The chainsaw dude I just talked about, they have quite a bigger HP pool than the normal zombies, but killing them is a guaranteed good loot, so feel free to waste all your grenades and ammo for a gold bar or two. It's gonna pay itself back later down the line. After the encounter is over, things settle down for the moment. At this point, you are also free to explore the area without people trying to violently murder you, so feel free to do so. There is plenty of good stuff to pick up, so keep an eye out for all kinds of shiny stuff. Leon hears nearby church's bells go off, As if hypnotized, the zombies instantly start to follow the sound of the bell, gibbering something about a dude called Sadler.
Lord Sattler.
Whoever that might be. Once you proceed to the next area, you'll see this blue little medallion scattered around the place. If you manage to pop 10 or more of them, you will get a free gun later. Leon continues his journey to this kind of valley of sorts. Here he is once again ambushed by a bunch of zombies who attempt to roll a big ass boulder on top of him. The special superhero of an agent that he is able to outrun the boulder and dodge it at the last second using his left and right click simultaneously. Leon comes across this shady looking house and hears some noises inside and decides to investigate. Turns out the noises were being made by Prince Charming, aka Louis Serra. After seeing Leon, Louis decided to finally come out of the closet. I mean, can you blame him? I would too. The pair exchanges a couple of words until they are interrupted by two dudes and the chief of the village, Vitores Mendez. They are taken to someplace else where the parasite actually is placed in Leon himself. These events start a race against the clock. Not only does Leon need to save Ashley, but he also somehow needs to get this parasite out of his body. The pair wakes up in a shady ass cabin and works together to escape. After an extremely cool elimination of an already dead looking zombie, Louis decides to bolt and leaves Leon by himself. I should probably take this time to tell you about Hannigan, Ingrid Hannigan. She is also an US government agent who often works with Leon. However, this is their third mission together. She's basically just an office lady giving Leon information about the mission at hand. There's not really much else to say about Hannigan, she's just kind of there. Moving on. Another simultaneous left and right click and Leon is back in action. He meets this shady looking dude who is quite a meme these days. You might know him of such famous quotes as
What are you selling?
and
Is that all, stranger?
and
Not enough cash, stranger.
About the merchant. I'm sure you're aware about the shiny little things scattered around the game. While they can be sold to the merchant, it's sometimes worth holding on to them for a while and just letting them sit in your inventory. You see, you can actually combine some of them with each other, making it so that you can sell them for way more cash than what they would sell for separately. After making a new friend, it's time for the first puzzle of the game. Leon needs to find two halves of a medallion, which just so happens to be the key for the next door. Combine those two bad boys and voila, you're ready to go. After running for a while, you get an opportunity to go fishing with Leon. Leon proceeds to walk into the house and once again meets the big cheese.
You carry the same blood as us, it seems. Nevertheless, you're an outsider.
After revealing some crucial information regarding the situation, he lets Leon go. Right now you could just take and leave, but at the same time, you could walk back to the cheesy man and demand for answers. If you decide to go with the latter option, you'll once again take a slight beating and the cheese man does the great Carly pin on your sorry ass. A smoking hot figure appears behind the window and saves Leon from certain death. Or at least a certain ass whooping. Leon glances at the window but sees nothing. Maybe this is not the last time we see the mysterious woman. You probably should also pick up this key while you're there. Couple of axes and one chainsaw later, Leon finds himself back at the village he was in just moments ago. This time you need to use the key you just picked up on this door and move forward. Into a sewer we go, there's the dude again and up the ladder. We are now at a graveyard where the rest of the blue medallions can be found. You guys still remember the bell all the zombies appear to be very fond of? Well, it's right there. You can actually shoot the bell to attract more zombies into the area. You can do this at least 3 times, I know because I tried. I have no idea if you can do it indefinitely. You're gonna have to find that out yourself. I don't really know what the point of this is, but it's a cool little fact nonetheless. Oh yeah, there's also a puzzle behind the church. After the graveyard, you find yourself in this open area.
Mene nyt helvettiin siitä täällä yritetään tehdä kontenttia.
If you don't do this, you are lame. Proceed through the open area and you shall find the merchant man again. This time, having 10 medallions destroyed, I get a new gun. For free. I actually don't remember how good this gun actually is, so I thought I'd stick to it for the remainder of the game. Apparently the bullets will go through enemies. I will rate it once the game is completed. I also bought a rocket launcher. You will soon see why. Once you're done with shopping and all that jazz, you're once again ambushed by a rolling boulder. After Dwayne Johnson attempts to murder you, a flooded area presents itself. Nothing too interesting happens here. This spot is also pretty boring. Only interesting thing that could happen is this. Apparently you get an achievement as well. Huh. Leon hops on a boat and attempts to cross the lake. However, what he doesn't know is that it's time for the very first boss fight. Since Leon gets ambushed by the Loch Ness monster itself, it's time to take it down. A few spears in the booty does the trick. This monster's name is actually Del Lago, if anyone is interested. Leon manages to cross the lake without any further drama, but after getting to the shore, he starts having bad Vietnam flashbacks. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's just those symptoms caused by the little parasite. This is also where the game becomes a little annoying. You see, since the people here have been infected by the parasite, there's a chance for the enemies to... well, I mean, these things will just pop out of their heads when damaged. This quite effectively makes it hard to do the one shot in the head and the kick right after tactic. Since the things that pop out of their heads have their own will, even if you manage to stun the enemy by shooting it in the head, the parasite can still swing at you. Plus, it makes killing these enemies take like twice as long, which is also kind of annoying. After introduced to the parasite, Leon makes his way to this waterfall, which is also a pretty boring place. Except there's a little puzzle. I actually don't know if you can call this a puzzle, but you basically shoot the wooden crates to get to the other side. Pull the lever, door opens, and voila. Bunch of enemies pop up. There is an easy way to beat this encounter, but then again, remember what I told you earlier. Encounters like these are usually worth to take advantage of. The easy way is to just sit right here and shoot the enemies as they attempt to make the jumps. They will fall right in the water, but you don't get any loot if they fall in the water. But it's easier, you can do it, whatever. After going through the waterfall, Leon finds himself in this oddly familiar place. Not really oddly, we were here like 6 minutes ago. We are here because we are heading back to the church where Ashley is being held. But there's a couple of obstacles in the way. For example, this goddamn giant, or El Gigante as the locals call it. In my opinion, he's the first actual boss. Here's also the reason why I bought the rocket launcher. Boom! One shot. Hey, nice boss guys, real challenging. Nice one, dude. Wait, did you guys hear that? After the fat one is dead, it's time to head back to the church and save Ashley. Oh yeah. Before we get to the church, I should probably mention these motherfuckers, stupid little mutts. Slap the amulet into the door and inside the church we go. There's also a puzzle here. I actually spent a minute or two on this, just because I didn't have the solution in muscle memory.
Ashley!
Don't come!
Hey! Take it easy.
Meet Ashley, the president's daughter. I remember playing this as a kid, and I swear I was horny enough to pay attention to her equipment back then. And I swear her equipment never used to jiggle like that. I guess they added that in the HD remake on Steam. That's cool, I guess. You can also do this.
Follow me. Wait. Follow me. Wait. Follow me. Wait. Follow me. Wait. Follow me. Wait.
After escaping with her, you meet the main villain of the game, Sadler, who the villagers talked about when the bell started ringing. Sadler goes ahead and reveals that Ashley as well has been infected with the parasite. We appear to be in quite a pickle here, lol, said Leon as he and Ashley jumped out the window. Outside of the church, Ashley and Leon are greeted by a whole bunch of zombies. But lucky for us, there's a conveniently placed cart just waiting for someone to shoot it so it can roll downhill and get rid of majority of the enemies waiting down there. After that's taken care of, the pair once again heads to the village where the chainsaw person first appeared. This time we just haul ass through the place and proceed to the next area. Also, just in case if anyone is wondering, this is how handless Ashley actually is. There's literally a ladder for you to climb down, dude. After some running and some piggybacking, the pair arrive to this cabin. After crossing the bridge, a whole bunch of enemies show up and they decide to take shelter in the mentioned cabin. However, after going inside, they notice they are not alone. It's Louis.
Ballistics.
Ashley hides in a closet while Louis and Leon defend the cabin from attackers. After a couple of thousand bullets and kicks, the enemies decide to back up. Louis mentions that he forgot something and leaves by himself once again. This next part of the game is rather interesting. Leon gets to choose from two different routes to take. The left route is infested by enemies, while on the other hand, the right side route is guarded by another one of those giants. If you want the easy way, you go right. If you want loot, you go both routes. After the pick a route part, you find yourself in this area. Proceed onward and come across this lift. You take the lift to the other side, pop a couple of motherfuckers and arrive to this building. You remember the cheese man? This is where you kill him. Using the rocket launcher on this dude is kinda eh. You see, once you shoot him with it, his upper body will detach itself from the lower one, so the rocket launcher only kills the first phase of the boss. You can still do it though. You lose nothing by doing it. Killing him rewards you 30,000 pesetas, which is well enough for you to buy a new one. Also take his eye. Make your way back with the lift and use the eye you just stole on this door. Yes, use the eye on the door to open it. Yes, this is where the castle part of the game starts. This part of the game is also the most boring part, in my humble opinion. Leon arrives at this medieval-ass castle with a whole bunch of new enemies. After shooting a couple of red barrels to stop the catapults from firing, Leon rapidly presses the X button to bring up this cannon. He shoots the living heck out of it at a big-ass door and proceeds to go through. Inside, Hannigan gives Leon a call just for the connection to cut. We won't be hearing much from Hannigan in the castle part. In fact, we won't be hearing much from Hannigan for the rest of the game. Small little puzzle up ahead. Just switch the swords with each other and the door will open. Louis once again shows up and wants to give Leon and Ashley some medicine to slow down the symptoms. But he dropped it somewhere along the way. Back to square one. After grabbing a key from a nearby building, Leon and Ashley manage to get inside the castle. Like actually inside the castle. They are greeted with this ominous giggle. The giggle belongs to a manlet called Ramon Salazar. He's the owner of this castle or some shit, I don't know. After shortly you find yourself in this part of the castle, wherein which awaits a new special kind of enemy. He's blind, but luckily there's these conveniently placed bells to draw his attention to. Shoot them, knife them, wait for him to do the charge attack. He will get stuck in a wall. This is your window to attack the parasite on his back. Couple of shotgun shots should do the trick just fine. He will drop dead and you are rewarded 50k pesetas. After that, we get to an encounter which really used to cause a lot of trouble to me. I really don't know why. For some reason this bit here made me extremely angry. It's like, okay, finally the amount of enemies is starting to thin out a little bit. But then surprise, surprise, bunch of more enemies shows up. And it's like, dude, what the fuck? Anyway, after you've terminated all the enemies, had Ashley stand on this pressure plate while Leon stands on the other one. A bridge is gonna get lowered for the pair to cross the water. Here you gotta do some more piggybacking. Have Ashley go up to crank the lever while you protect her ass. But also be cautious of your own surroundings. Enemies are gonna go for Leon as well. Also, you guys remember when I told you about being conservative when it comes to using your ammo? Look, I'm actually running out of pistol ammo. I wasn't bullshitting. After Ashley is done rotating both levers, these two platforms are gonna arise from the water, allowing you to cross the water, so feel free to do that. After all that, Ashley is starting to show symptoms. Leon tries to care for her, but Ashley does the only logical thing in this kind of situation. Bolt the fuck away from your carer. I mean, why wouldn't she, to be honest? She gets trapped in these conveniently placed 3 bars. The wall turns over and the game gets a little bit less frustrating to play. You no longer have to babysit Ashley for a while, which is cool. You proceed to go into the sewer, which by the way is fucking annoying, dude. These invisible insects appear and holy shit, there's so many of them. They aren't too hard to kill, but the amount of them, also the damage that they do, it's fucking ridiculous. I lost pretty much all my healing items while in here. After getting out of there, Leon is back at the place where Ashley got trapped. Just now the zombies are having some kind of ritual. They all appear to be carrying a valuable spinal. But the moment you aggro them, they all bolt. If you happen to have a grenade with you, now would be a pretty good time to use it.
Jumalauta mä vannon.
This is slightly awkward. Oh, now it got even more awkward. My bad, bro. What follows is a quick cat and mouse game with this dude who is carrying a key for the next door. Make your way to him, kill his head off and grab the key. You're now good to go. Alright, I forgot. He got a minigun now. Try to find an angle, wait for him to reload his compensation for the size of his manlyhood and grab the key. And now you're ready to proceed to the gallery, where a new puzzle awaits. Just have the paintings present 6 humans, or dead people, whatever you wanna say, and proceed onwards. You can actually just press them in the order 1, 2, 3, 4 to proceed. So, yeah. Next up, we have another one of those, oh, there's a bunch of enemies here to harass you while you try to do some dumb shit to proceed onwards. Here's the short version. Press the button to deactivate the security system, then go into this room and press another button to have a bridge show up to this chest where a goat ornament awaits you. You need to collect 3 different animal ornaments for this door that blocked you off earlier. You now have the first one. Let's move forward. Oh yeah, Salazar also showed up and told Leon he's 20 years old.
Did you say old man, Mr. Kennedy? It might come as a surprise, but I'm only 20 years old.
Cool video game facts. After the gallery shenanigans, you find yourself in this maze of sorts. Just quickly navigate through it while mutts pop out of the brushes. Find 2 halves for an amulet. Slap that bad boy into this door and you're on your way forward.
Put your hands where I can see them.
Sorry, but following a lady's lead just isn't my style.
Put them up now.
Bit of advice, try using knives next time. Works better for close encounters.
Leon. Long time no see.
So, who is this? Well, in short, she's a spy. She and Leon share a history together. Yes, very cool, moving on, yay. Wait, were you standing here the entire time me and her were duking it out in the other room just then? Kinda weird, bro. In here, all you gotta do is ring-a-ding the little bell, shoot the wine glass and the door will open. Dude, some of these things you're required to do are so weird. How does this make any sense whatsoever? In this room right here, another one of those blind mofos appear. His encounter isn't too difficult, but because I'm a bitch, I just pull out my trusty rocket launcher and blast the dude into outer space. God, I really do love the rocket launcher. If you actually end up doing what I did and use the rocket launcher in that previous room, don't feel too bad about it. There just so happens to be another rocket launcher in the next room waiting for you to pick it up. How convenient, once again.
Leon! I got it.
So yeah, this happened. Louis is now dead, and the sample has switched owners. So, that would be our ultimate goal. Find Sadler and get the sample, simple as that. After getting Ashley to safety, of course. After releasing Ashley with a couple of carefully placed shots.
Oh, no.
After releasing Ashley with a couple of carefully placed shots, she will be free to do some complaining.
Talk about near-death experience.
After the woman moment is over, she needs to be protected from afar. This is actually the first time I've run out of ammo during this part, although that might be because I've usually bought a sniper rifle by this point. Now I just didn't for some reason. So I had to blast the fools with a shotgun, doing negative damage from that range, but hey, I did it. She will grab the key from one of the dudes and opens the door. Now the camera will only follow Ashley for a little while. This part of the game is kind of Resident Sleeper, because all Ashley is able to do is run around, crawl, turn levers, and throw lanterns at enemies. If she's lucky, she might even kill an enemy. Wow! Ashley needs to survive while figuring out puzzles and avoiding enemies. After getting into this room, pick up this little stone tablet from the fireplace and proceed onward. Do this puzzle, slap the tablet in it and run forward. A round object is gonna present itself, and Ashley is to pick this up. However, after picking this up, those spooky knights are gonna wake up. Ashley has no means of killing them, so she just kinda needs to avoid them if possible. Ring around the Rosin with the knights for a bit, and then run past them. Couple of quick time events later, Ashley gets to place a round object at this lever, turn it, and soon Ashley meets up with Leon in an extremely touching reunion.
Leon!
Ashley! You did good.
I mean, I shed a couple of man tears when I saw this. That knight bit actually spooked me a little bit while playing. I had forgotten about those knights, and once the metal started to clank and make spooky noises, I kinda poopered myself. This game still holds up as a really solid horror game. I love it. Next up is this place, and she's gone again. Not for long though. Leon has now entered hell. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's just a place full of lava and fire and pain and death and all that. This is also where the last piece of the ornament awaits. Leon simply needs to get to the other side of the place, grab the ornament and GTFO. Getting rid of the fire-breathing dragon statues is not a necessity, but hey, free loot boy. Although this last dragon you do need to get rid of. Once all that is said and done, you are ready to pick up the final ornament and proceed to the door that Salazar raised up in front of your face. After going through the ornament door, Leon arrives at this door and suspiciously there's these two statues waiting for someone to place something on their hands. So that's the first task. Find the grail for each statue to open the door. The first grail, which is King's Grail, is located in this round room. Once the grail gets picked up, these knights come to life and try to end Leon's career. Too bad for them, Leon pulls out his trusty rocket launcher and fires it at the sun breaches. After killing the first wave of knights, another 3 arrive and try to do the same thing. Few shotty shots at them gets rid of their helmets and parasites crawl out. A flashbang right in the middle of them kills the parasite in an instant. So that's the first grail done. Time for the other one, which is the Queen's Grail. Next puzzle up ahead is a fairly simple one. Let's see if you can figure it out. There is 4 pressure plates altogether, 2 movable statues and 2 people who can stand on them. Go get 'em, Tiger. Like 10 steps after the grail door, you see this. A whole bunch of those insect things is gonna show up again. You need to pull the lever and then shoot the metal parts the chains are hooked up on. You could just do that and dip out. A quick tip, however, you see the huge nest hanging from the ceiling? Yeah, you can shoot it down. It's gonna take a whole bunch of bullets to do that though, but I'd say it's worth it. You see, it's gonna drop a whole bunch of valuables. It's your choice. Up to you. Oh yeah. Ashley also gets kidnapped. Once again. After the bug shenanigans, we move to an outside area where Salazar rings Leon.
I wonder if you can see me, Mr. Kennedy.
Nah dude, where the fuck you at? A bridge gets moved so Leon can't follow them. Leon enters a clock tower and climbs to the top floor. It's time for another puzzle. I'm just gonna let our beloved friend Leon tell you something about it.
Damn. Something's jammed in the gears.
Oh wow, I couldn't have figured that out by myself. Thank you so much, Leon. You're such a superhero.
Yeah, no problem, Browski. I know I'm quite smart and am fairly confident Ashley wants my car.
After that's taken care of, we can proceed to cross the bridge. Once we get to the other side of the bridge and enter the building, we are greeted by 2 of those blind fellas again. Too bad for them, I have my ever so trusty rocket launcher with me. Alright, that's that done. Oh wait, the other one didn't die yet. Here he comes. Oh, now he's dead. Okay. By the way, you guys know how there's magic tricks where they like make things disappear and stuff like that? Well, in this game the enemies are literal masters of appearing tricks. They literally always appear out of thin air. Like, what is that, dude? Every single time. Leon finds the once again kidnapped Ashley. Salazar is also there. Salazar attempts to pull the Mr. Burns trick on him, but the superhero that Leon is, he manages to get out of this predicament alive as well. In fact, he's such an alpha male that he goes and BMs Mr. Salazar as well. Oh my, he's such a man. Salazar rings Leon and he BMs him yet again.
Matter now, Mr. Kennedy. I've sent my right hand to dispose of you.
Your right hand comes off?
At this point, dude, there's an entire waterfall of Niagara in my panties. Salazar got so ticked off because of this that he decided to send one of his thugs after Leon, aka his right hand. Leon heads down to the sewer and finds an elevator. It needs power, so let's go and turn that on, shall we? Alright, so there's the power switch. Okay, that's done. Let's get back to the Let's actually not do that because I got locked in here. Oh, there's the right hand. Too bad for him. I got my trusty rocket launcher right here. Okay, never mind, that did nothing. Sheesh. You just need to survive long enough for the door to open again. Make sure to put these red things to good use. They slow this guy down a dick ton. Oh wait, you can actually kill the dude with a rocket launcher. You just gotta slow him down first. Thank God. I thought my rocket launcher wasn't trusty anymore. Once that's done, you are free to take the elevator up. That's Crosser, some dude I don't know two shits about. Leon arrives at this mine where the Las Plagas apparently started originally spreading. There's this big ass boulder blocking Leon's path, so he needs to hit a couple of switches, plant the dynamite, and voila, you're out of there. Behind the next door is this fiery place where two of those giants show up. Do I even need to say it? I'll say it one more time. Too bad I have my trusty rocket launcher. These dudes don't stand a chance. Dude, that meme needs to die, seriously. Oh wait, it actually did next to nothing. Luckily, there's this conveniently placed lever that conveniently opens the conveniently placed trapdoor on the floor that allows Leon to drop one of the giants into the lava. You can just kill the other giant without too much pain. A cave full of bugs with next to zero health. That went well. Once you're done flipping two light switches or something like that, you can proceed to the next door. A quick side note though, these bugs always drop valuables, and there's a shit ton of them too. So you might want to consider sitting there for a bit, killing... So you might want to consider sitting there for a bit, killing them. A good camping spot is at the door you just opened, since you can just perma aim at the entrance where the bugs will be coming from. It's no problem, dude. It's easy. Go to it. After the bug gave shenanigans, you find yourself at this fortress kind of thing. Like it's like some sort of ruins. I don't know, just walk forward, dude. You'll see these people again, which to me is actually kind of refreshing. Gives me a nostalgic type of feeling. I mean, we started the game off with these dudes and now they're back. It's so nice to see you guys. For some reason, it feels like these farmer zombies are way easier to kill. I don't know if all the zombie types got a set amount of HP, regardless of what part of the game you're at, but that's how it feels. You find a lever in the shack, rotate it, and a hole appears on the ground. That's where we are going next. Oh, what about this door? We're gonna come back to it, don't you worry about it. Leon enters a mine where Las Plagas was originally excavated from. We also hear a familiar sound. Oh, hi there! Wait, there's two of them. I honestly did not remember this. Oh yeah, you guys remember when I told you these guys are masters of appearing out of thin air? Yeah, we already saw the first chainsaw dude, just kinda chillin'. He's actually guarding a key. Take him out and grab the key. Bunch of more zombies is gonna appear. Get rid of them or run past them. It's all up to you, really. Use the key on the door and proceed onward. You're gonna be in another Indiana Jones movie, so shoot the things and GTA 4, boy. Although this time it's gonna be slightly more annoying because these two parasites show up and make your life miserable. You can kinda just ignore them and speedrun shoot the red targets. Once that's done, you can go through the next door that just opened. Next up is a minecart ride. Get on, shoot the lever, and you're on your way. These people are gonna drop down to the cart. What tactic I found the most effective is to just chill in the last cart and wait for them to jump down. This is because when you're in the last car, they can't fall behind you. Therefore, you can just keep looking forward and murder them one by one when they drop down to the cart. A few chainsaw dudes is also gonna join you on your ride through the mines. Just have them stun locked in their own car and you should be golden. Oh yeah, one more thing about this part. You might want to consider locking your FPS at 30 in the settings before loading into the game. Since his last QuickTime event or whatever, where you have to spam the X key, won't let you live unless your FPS is capped at 30. Why? I'm not exactly sure. These older ports that are brought to PC sometimes have these problems. It's no biggie though. If you're a lazy fuck like me, you could go down in the description and find a tool that I use to cap my frame rate. Doing it this way, you don't have to quit to the menu and back. I actually don't recommend doing it this way, with the program that is, because for some reason your game goes to like half speed when done this way. So just quit out and change the setting. Surely there was a checkpoint somewhere nearby. After the minecart bit is done, you find this offering. Take it, get back to the door that was locked, slap that fucker in, and you're ready to move on. You come across this massive statue of Salazar. Do you think he's trying to compensate for something? Anyway, just walk past it and you got bamboozled. Head back, climb the statue, pull a couple of levers and you're good. But like, how fucking fair is that? Come on, you fuck. This bit is really starting to piss me the fuck off. Why? Because the moment my jump animation ends, I get insta-hit by some dumb shit. Yeah, I could have shot them before jumping, but that's besides the fucking point. I have my right to be tilted at a video game if I want. Leave me the fuck alone. Once you're done with the levers, Leon needs to escape the giant compensation by repeatedly hitting the X key. He meets Salazar and gives him a slight taste of what's coming for him.
Ritual for you.
Cue the action music as Leon starts to make his way atop of the clock tower. The fuck is this? Donkey Kong? Leon gets on this elevator where a bunch of red-coated dudes jump down to make the elevator stop. Kill them or boot them off the elevator, either way works. Once the elevator reaches its destination, all you gotta do is take one more elevator and you've reached top of the tower. Wait, there's a merchant with a first aid spray and a whole bunch of ammo? There's only one logical thing I could do in this situation. And that is to buy my trusty rocket launcher. The rocket launcher is not gonna go to waste. You see, this is where we get to kill Salazar's head off.
You just missed her. The ritual is over. She left with my men to an island.
What?
If you want to make good use of your rocket launcher, wait for him to open up his shell or whatever and then fire away. Salazar is dead and now it's time to go save Ashley from the island Salazar was yapping about. Also, he drops 50k pesetas. Wait, where did the snake go? At this point of the game, I will be making a little purchase. You will soon find out why. Leon meets up with Ada once again, who gives Leon a lift to the island where Ashley is being held.
Need a ride, handsome?
Why does she do this, by the way? On the island we are greeted by a different type of regular zombies. They're like these military soldier type of dudes. Oh yeah, this dude is also there. Oh, and also did I mention that I actually just hate the parasite zombies? So fucking annoying, dude, I swear to god. If you're looking for an easy way to kill the minigun dudes, just keep stunlocking them with the sniper rifle. They literally can't touch you. This is not what I bought the sniper rifle for, however. What needs to be done in this part of the map, you need to go and interact with this laser thing. Then you simply just turn the mirrors so that the laser goes back to the door. Nice and simple. Door will open and Leon can proceed. In my humble, honest opinion, the game really picks up after getting on this island. It just feels a lot harder than it did before. It also becomes a bit scarier, but more on that later. This area is simple. A bunch of enemies show up, you can either kill them or you can just leave them. Either way works. Just make your way to this door and you're good to go. This also marks the start for the 5th and the final chapter of the game. Once again, you are introduced to a new type of enemy. They barely differ from the other ones, apart from their increased size. But they also have this body armor, which makes it so that only headshots are going to be effective on these guys. You can also hear some annoying sound coming from somewhere. Navigate your way through these dirty dank hallways on this military base until you get to this room, the operating room. Now, this is why I said the game got a lot scarier. But hey, don't just take my word for it. How about you just let this moment sink in? So yeah, regenerator is what they're called. Okay, well, maybe it's not that scary to you, but just imagine playing this when you're like 10 years old, and that dude making that noise appears in an already scary place. Dude, I'm telling you, I used to have nightmares of these things. It's some freaky shit, dude. Oh, and of course, that's not the only regenerator you're gonna meet. Oh no, there's gonna be a plenty more. Make your way through the hallway to this freezer room. This is the sole reason I bought the sniper rifle, by the way. You see, in the freezer room, you get this thermal scope for your sniper. The regenerators have these parasites inside them, but you can see them with naked eye. The thermal scope is of extremely good use when taking them down. Just aim at them through the thermal scope and you see this parasite inside them. Blast them with the sniper rifle and you're good. They're dead in no time. Make your way outside and kill this dude. You'll come across the cell where Ashley is being held up. Also, these two are guarding her. Kill them. Literally murder their fucking heads off. Proceed to go further into the military base. You'll find yourself in this laboratory kind of room, where you need to grab the keycard for the storage room, where Ashley is being held up. Only the keycard is held by the spiky version of the regenerators. Weird thing about the spiky ones is that they don't actually die once the parasites are destroyed. You need to lay some extra fire on them to kill them. I don't know why. I wish there was some data about the spiky ones and why they don't die once the parasites are dead. Oh well. Next up we have an outside area. It's like some facility type of area. There's actually nothing interesting here. You can only go up and try to call for backup. Unfortunately, that just ends up being a failure and Leon gets all salty about it.
This is Leon. Request backup. I repeat, request backup. Damn.
Now we gotta run back and shave Ashley. At this point you can buy a tactical vest from the merchant, which decreases the amount of physical damage you take by 30%. It's kinda neat. Also, Leon looks real badass with the shit on. Couple of soldier zombies are blocking your path. Dispose of them and you're ready to free Ashley. Unfortunately. Once she's saved, a paper airplane flies through the bars in the window. The letter seems to be from Ada. I mean, I don't think anyone else would have their kiss marks when sending a flyer to Leon. I mean, I don't know. The pair starts making their way to the waste disposal thingy. Once there, they do the only logical thing that can be done in this situation. Ashley just so happened to fall right on one of those spiky regenerators, which of course wakes up once we take 2 steps away from it. No biggie though. A couple of sniper shots and we're good. Oh, there's another one. No worries. A couple of sniper shots and a fucking shit ton of shotgun shots and we're good. Next area is kind of annoying. You see, there's this wrecking ball. There's also this door that's blocked off by a bunch of rubble. Leon needs to pull the lever 3 separate times for the wrecking ball to destroy the blockage. Oh yeah, also, the enemies will be coming indefinitely, so just focus on the wrecking ball and try to survive while doing it. You'll be out of there in no time. After that, the pair finds themselves at this hallway of sorts, with 2 regenerators. The door up ahead is not powered on, so that would be our task here. Find this room, turn the power on and voila, the door opens. Kinda. All we gotta do is send Ashley to the other side to fully open the door. I honestly don't know why Leon couldn't just crawl or get on his 4s. But hey, who am I to judge? Next up is a Sly Cooper tier door, where Ashley and Leon both need to simultaneously pull the lever down to open it.
On a 3. 1, 2, 3. Be quick in there, you won't want to miss out.
Next we're gonna ride a tank. A truck. I don't know what the fuck that is. Leon just needs to defend himself while Ashley drives the not specified vehicle. After driving for a while, they get stuck on this lift. Leon needs to make his way up to a button that just so happens to be in the off position. Listen to Ashley as she gets ambushed by soldier zombies. Button is pressed and our journey can continue. The drive ends short when the truck decides to get on the oncoming lane and drives right at Leon and Ashley. Couple of shots lights the truck on fire, and that somehow makes it jump over the truck, allowing Leon and Ashley to safely crash through the wall.
I can feel them growing ever so strongly inside you.
Sadler!
Perhaps you can resist, but you cannot disobey. Now, come to me, Ashley. Ashley!
It's already begun.
So, that happened. At least, Ashley can now be tracked via GPS, so we have nothing to worry about, right? We also get a brief cutscene with Ada and Crosser, who we briefly saw before. These two appear to be working together. Soon Leon himself will meet up with Crosser. The pair dukes it out for a while. The battle is spiced up with a bunch of quicktime events. Crosser seems like he's about to win the fight, but in comes Ada and saves the day. Sadler then calls Leon and tells him about it.
Since you're here, why don't I introduce you to it? It should keep you busy.
Apparently, it is gonna keep Leon busy for a while. What, you're gonna send a child-eating clown after me? After the call, Leon finds himself inside the first Resident Evil movie and barely survives the lasers on this deadly hallway. I just want to quickly mention that I really like the animations in this game. They really went all in on this game back in 05. They were really ahead of their time. It's just crazy to me, to be honest. Soon we get to this area where all these rigs are just hanging about. Oh, and there goes the GPS tracker, and oh, that's it, I guess. The trick to this part is to find these two red buttons on each of the rigs. Press them and then get the fuck out. There is also these doors that can be opened by shooting the green buttons. There's 3 rigs in total. Once you're off the third one, it will fall down, taking it with it, ending his misery once and for all. Never mind, pranked ya. Too bad for it. I brought my trusty rocket-propelled grenade launcher with me. One shot once again does the trick. Oh, you never let me down, trusty rocket-propelled grenade launcher. Once it has been dealt with, we are back at this military type of scenery. Here begins the real battle with Crosser. This fight is actually not that bad. I actually wanted to kill Crosser without the rocket launcher, which I actually tried to do the first time around, but for some reason I ran out of time. I laid as much damage on him as humanly possible and overall played the fight pretty decent, but I just ran out of time. I don't know. The second time I tried, I insta-shot him with the RPG, but that didn't seem to do much. Surely it did some damage, but regardless of that, I had to shoot him quite a lot. Crosser is now dead and the third ornament piece is yours, so we're ready to move on to the next area. In here, we finally receive some backup from a helicopter pilot called Mike. I don't really know the correlation between Leon and Mike. I don't even know if they know each other, but yeah, that's Mike. He's a good man. He pretty much clears the route for Leon to get through the military camp. But of course, like everything else, everything good always comes to an end.
Thanks. When we get out of here, drinks are on me.
Yeah, hey, I know a good bar.
Mike!
After all that, Leon meets Ada once again.
Leon, you okay?
Yeah.
Ada caught Leon in a pretty bad time, since Leon was just in the middle of his flashbacks and decided to take his anger onto Ada. Stabby stab in the leg and Leon once again comes to his senses. Couple of pills later, Leon arrives at this little area with a dick ton of enemies and one minigun dude. Leon needs to kill a dude, get the keycard, put the keycard into a keycard slot and press 2 buttons. I honestly feel like that's the entire game in a nutshell. It's just a bunch of buttons and keycards and shit like that. Anyway, moving on. You are now free to proceed to the next area. Oh wait, there's these 2 goons. Now you're ready to move on. We meet with the wandering merchant one more time before it's time for the big one. And the big one being that old son of a bitch. Saddler. Yo, by the way, just a quick side note. Is the merchant actually infected with the parasite as well? His eyes are like all glowy and shit in the dark, the same way the other zombies have them. I've always wondered about that. Oh well. Leon and Ashley find this operating room where the parasites can be removed. The operation seems like a painful one, although I'm not exactly sure if Ashley is in pain or if the little brat is actually enjoying the procedure. Oh wait, it wasn't actually the last time we met him. Now, let's get the boy Saddler. The trick to this fight is to shoot the eyes when they open, then climb on top of him and stab him in the big one. Repeat as many times as needed. After a couple of stabs, we get some assistance from Ada once again. She throws us a special kind of rocket launcher. One shot wide in the eye ends the days of Lord Saddler. Leon attempts to acquire the sample, but Ada is one step ahead of him. She grabs the sample and instantly commits suicide. She grabs the sample and aborts a helicopter. He throws a jet ski key to Leon and so starts the final stretch of the game. So, let's get Ashley and get the frick of this hacking island.
Very cute.
It's gonna what?
Behind us!
I know! Just hold on! Ashley! Ashley! Where are ya?
Leon!
Come on. Let's go home.
Sounds like a great idea. Mission accomplished. Right, Leon?
Not quite. I still have to get you home safe.
So ends a tale about an agent, about a kidnapped president's daughter, and about a bunch of other people who are not worth mentioning. What else can be said about this game? Well, first off, it was without a doubt one of my favorite games growing up. This was one of those games that even my dad, who wasn't really that concerned what we kids played, took it away and put it on a shelf because he thought it was too scary for us. I'm gonna be honest, I'm glad he never completely got rid of it. Definitely a 10 out of 10 game. Still holds up extremely well as of today.
That night, I hit every single street in this town. And after that, I took another round. I was trying to get wasted in this bar at the station. I thought I could drink my sadness away. I was wrong, and I acted like a stupid kid. And I know I haven't changed. I tried to be brave, but I wasn't okay. I wasn't okay, not at all. I kept it all inside and began to fall. Once upon a time, there was a boy who wanted to fly. One day, he died trying. He said it was worth a try. Good morning, everybody. Oh, how much I need to do. I gotta say my mountain and build a new base. I'm gonna get stuck in the mud. I gotta get out. It's so empty here without you, and I'm scared that you're not coming back. My friends, I need you now, so I wouldn't feel so lonely. Lord, please give me something else to think about. Yeah, once upon a time, there was a boy who wanted to fly. One day, he died trying. He said it was worth a try. Good morning, everybody. Oh, how much I need to do. I gotta save the world, and you know the rules. Finally come back home. Good morning, everybody. Oh, how much I need to do. I gotta save the world, and you know the rules. Finally come back home. Oh yeah. Once upon a time, there was a boy who wanted to fly. One day, he died trying. He said it was worth a try. Good morning, everybody.
Hey guys, it's Nasus here. How are you guys doing? Yeah, this was my first actual like really long project, but I really enjoyed making it and all that. Actually, this is so weird. This is the first time I'm actually gonna say this, unironically, but like, if you guys actually enjoyed the video, feel free to like it and sub if you want. I'm not really that bothered, but I hope you enjoyed it. But yeah, it's been Nasu, and I hope dude, it's so fucking difficult to talk, man. Oh yeah, the pistol. It was decent.